Good evening, friends. Welcome, all of you. Thanks so much for joining us here in the first ever Friends of Furries live Insta session. Your presence here matters a lot to us. So, what is this fuss about the Friends of Furries, you may ask? Well, we are just a group of bunch of people who just used to meet at the Duchess Club. And having pets at home, invariably our conversations used to center around our pets. Then we got talking about a lot of community work that we all did in our own small way, starting from keeping a water bowl for our animals and taking care of their vaccinations and sterilization, etc. So that way we just realized that we could do much more. So this is when our glue factor, Miss Nina Reddy, told us that we should put our heads together to do something more and do something more tangible. Thank you, friends, those who are joining us now. Thank you so much. So, in and around this time, there was this post on Facebook from Anjali Sharma, who has around 60 dogs in her house. She used to care for dogs in her house, and there was a distress call from her, which disturbed a lot of people. And so we were there at her doorstep the very next day, asking her how we can be of help. It so happened that her father was battling for his life in the ICU in Delhi, and this girl was stuck here looking after 60 dogs and with nobody to replace her. So, this is the time we just thought how we could help, and we just sent her packing to Delhi and managed her shelter remotely. We found a person to feed the dogs, and then the Savera kitchen opened up uh, the meals for these dogs. And there was this auto driver who came from nowhere, who would land upon time, take the food, deliver it on time. And my friends used to follow up, finding out whether the food was suitable for the dogs, were there any preferences, and the chefs took their job so seriously, cooking for dogs. They wanted to know if they liked the carrots in them or if they did not like the carrots in them. So that meticulously this job was done. So we kind of helped Miss Anjali Sharma attend her father's funeral rites. She was able to go and see her father one last time before he passed away. So it meant a lot to her. It meant a lot to all of us for having done a small deed which went a long way. This prompted us to take over something more significant. We all met regularly at the Savera hotels and decided that we can help more shelters, more people who are in the field doing a lot of rescue works. So around this time, see how God puts all of us together. So what we do is, um, okay, there are a lot of people who want to be live on the video. Uh, okay, so may I have a request again, coming again, please? I can take you on. Hello, Jesu, thank you so much. Just talking about you. Okay, hi Shailaja, thanks so much for being here. Guys, I should tell you that in and around this time only, we had Jeffrey Vardhan of the Hot Shoe Dance Company, the great choreographer, coming up to us and telling us that he would be, he would like to help us in doing this initiative. So he came up with the idea of a pet fashion show. So what we did then was we put our heads together once again, and thank you all for your compliments. So Jeffrey Vardhan was there to steer us and take us through this event, the Chennai Pet Fashion Show 2020. He, with his good offices, roped in the top designers of Chennai, and and the designers not only designed clothes for the pet parents but also the dogs and made it a fantastic affair. And we also had our in-house designer, Miss Viva Jaggi, and she designed clothes, so such fantastic clothes for the pets and the pet parents. And together they really set the ramp on fire. And the um, the main aim of this venture was to raise funds, and we raised one hell of a lot. We raised 10 lakhs, and the main beneficiary was People for Animals, run by Miss Shirani Pereira, who runs the place impeccably. She has been doing this service for a very, very long time. And then we we equally donated for the animal rescuers who are day in and day out running around rescuing injured animals from all parts of the city, and spending all their life's earnings on rescuing and paying veterinarian bills to hospitals. So we realized that they could do with some help too. So we had felicitations for 5 rescuers who we could identify. We knew that there were so many more in the field, but then we did what we could do. We felicitated them and also gave them a donation from the fund that we raised on the Pet Fashion Show 2020. Besides this, we also felicitated the main people, that is our doctors, our veterinary doctors and surgeons who tirelessly work for the voiceless. So we were able to felicitate 5 veterinarians, top veterinarians of Chennai city, and one of them, Ms. Priya Govind, is going to be in conversation with me today. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all your support, people. It's really wonderful to see you waving to me. Thank you so much, Malati. Thanks for being here. Hi. Thank you all. So our main sponsors for this pet fashion show was also people who are in the field of animal welfare. We had Telltale pet food people launching their line, and they were one of our sponsors. And Sanchu Hospitals were very, very magnanimous in supporting us through and through. And Savera Hotels was, of course, always there to help us. So together, it was a fantastic show, people. And now, what we want to do is to our main aim in launching this platform is to encourage adoptions. We would like to tell people not to buy, but to adopt dogs, and then help in sterilizing, vaccinating, and also rehabilitating our community dogs. And together we can do a lot. So we are just hoping that we'll get more and more support from you all. We did 2 major rescues. One was a paralyzed dog, which had the doctors had given up hope in the shelter, but we managed to rescue her and rehabilitate her. And today she's living in one of our friends' farms, one Mr. Vasu, who magnanimously adopted her, and she's living a life of a queen in that farm. And she's so close to being normal now. So there is so much we can do, friends, if we all come together. Thank you so much for all your encouragement here. Right now, I would like to invite Miss Nina Reddy, the glue factor in our group. Her one her encouraging presence is always helps us take us through all our work. Basically, whenever we are in doubt whether we would be able to do this or not, there's one clarion thumbs up which comes up from Nina saying can, and there is a thumbs up always there, which gives us a lot of courage and strength to take up rescue works and a lot of other welfare activities. So I would like to wait and invite Miss Nina Reddy to come join us live. Hi, thank you. Viva, hi. Malini, hello. Asha, thank you so much. Okay, Nina. Welcome, Nina. We'd like to see you. You have been the strength and support for us
Hey,
always. Wonderful. Thank you, Nina. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on board.
and Kala, you
Yes.
did very well. I mean, you were able to convey everything that all of us wanted to convey, and thank you for doing this wonderful job today. Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you.
know my favorite person in this whole world, Dr. Priya earlier, and I'm so thrilled that she's on the show. So, can I go ahead and introduce her? Is Doctor around? Can she
Yes,
hear me?
please. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Please
in
go
between,
ahead.
you may be hearing some of the barking going on from here because Simba and Junior are also in the same room. But it's all a part of the game, right?
It's
Yeah.
all part of the show. Yeah, please.
Just to tell you all that 10 years back, when I've always had pets at home, and especially 10 years back when I discovered Dr. Priya, I think I felt very, very comfortable having many more pets, because I think I found the perfect vet in her. So I would like to thank Dr. Priya Govind for being there for me, for everything. And she's seen me in my worst of my moods, my most anxious moments. And she's always there solid. And then she takes care
Yes.
of my pets, and then she takes care of me also. I get very emotional when I talk about her because two things have happened in the lockdown. One is I discovered my God is Sai Baba and my goddess is Dr. Priya. Yeah.
Well
So
done. Well
to
done.
Dr. Priya, thank you very much for coming on the show, dog. And I've seen the kind of care she takes of all her pets when they come in, and it's wonderful. In fact, I always tease her because the gates are closed, and when she opens the gate around 9:30 in the morning, people rush into the clinic like how they rush into a Tasmac shop. So that's Dr. Priya for you, everyone's favorite. Thank you very much, Doc, for what you are, and welcome to the show. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Nina, for that. Thank you for introducing our dear Dr. Priyadarshini. Bye-bye, Nina. I'll just take Dr. Priya on board now.
Yeah. Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Hi, Priya. Welcome, Dr. Priya. We'd like to have you on board soon. People, I might be turning off the comment section a little soon. Hi, it's wonderful to see you, and thank you for accepting our invitation to be the first guest in our Insta Live session. Welcome on
Thank you.
board.
Thank you for having me. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. We can hear you clearly. You could be a
Okay.
little more loud, maybe. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, a little more closer to your device so that people can hear you better. You're looking lovely. You're looking lovely in that lovely apple green pastel
Okay.
shade that you're wearing. It's
That's the
so
color.
nice.
Apple green. I didn't know what green it was. Apple green.
We call it apple green. Okay. Uh, okay. Priya, you've been in this field for ages. I mean, I myself know you for 2 decades now. How long have you been practicing veterinary medicine, and how has your journey been?
I've uh, I've actually, with the encouragement of my parents, I started my practice in my second year of PG. So at that point, there's no guarantee about government jobs or where we're going. My mom just said, you should just set yourself up a small practice and start seeing patients, and this is what I did. And then I did part-time work. Like I used to just visit the clinic in the evening because I worked as a research fellow in the college after my PG, and then I worked with CFA for some time because then my interaction with Dr. Sudani started. I worked with
Yes.
CFA, and after I realized that the need for the hour was that I needed to spend more time in my own practice. So from around, I would say 2001, it was full time, morning and
Okay.
evening. It was out of
Okay.
a smaller room, tinier practice, and it's slightly bigger now. But At that stage, I wasn't even sure if I was going to stay in India. I
Okay.
So I started my practice and I registered for my second PG at the University of Sydney in behavioral medicine. At which point I thought maybe that country would, be
Mm-hmm.
an option for me. But for various reasons, I came back and I
It's a
continued.
very long. It's a very long time you've been set up your practice in
Yeah.
Keel Park. And how do you find the general pet parents in Chennai?
Well, it's hard to categorize. Everybody is special, everybody is different. So it's difficult for me. And since in some ways we run a slightly service oriented practice, we get people from all socioeconomic backgrounds. So I will have, the Elamir man on the street bring a little kitten, or maybe, a dog walk come in a posh BMW. But at the end of the day, we try our best to treat everybody equally.
I know you do a lot of work charity wise also, because people come from all walks of life and bring injured animals to you. I myself have done it so many times and you've helped me out so many times. Thank you so much. Um, Tell me, for first time pet parents, Priya, what would your advice be when they take in an animal home?
It is a long commitment. So
Yes.
if you're bringing in a dog or a cat, decide. Or it could be a guinea pig, it could be a rabbit, it could be a little bowl of fish. Whatever it is that you're taking in, see that your commitment is to them is as much as it is to your family.
Yes,
Because they depend on you more than your family does, because you have to do everything for them.
for
And
them.
their dependence on you is like 100%, emotionally, physically, and otherwise. So if you decide to bring in a dog, always take into account your living situation. You have a home that's large enough for a bigger dog, or for a hyperactive dog, or don't just go with the trend that everybody has this, so this is what I want now. And lately, what my
Yes,
advice to people who really like animals and just want a nice, cute, adorable, independent companion is to actually adopt a cat, because I call them the lifestyle pets, because they are self-maintaining. They they look after themselves, they clean themselves. Yes, they also need attention, but they are easier to maintain than say a dog. A dog has its own, but
yeah,
both species are equally beautiful, equally
yes, true.
unique. So
Yes,
it's hard to
not.
choose.
Sorry to interrupt, Priya. I always felt, as a species, dogs are more dependent on human beings than cats. Cats are kind of independent. They can hunt their food and they can survive on their own.
Yeah,
Whereas,
but people are talking about a cat which has probably got an indoor-outdoor life. But most
yeah,
people live in apartments nowadays.
yes,
City
yes,
is such, people can't afford independent residences. So the cats have become completely indoors.
yes,
So there is a level of maintenance, but it's unlike a dog, they don't have to be walked. Or you
that's
don't,
true.
you just need to see that the child has a clean litter tray, lead the stress-free life, try and give it the best you can, and they're happy babies.
Yeah, they are happy by themselves also. They can
No,
remain
not,
without seeing us for quite some time.
not really, not really. I
Not,
guess you haven't lived with one to realize that, but they grow, if you raise one from very small, the
yeah, yeah.
attachment to you is almost like that of a mother and a child. It
True,
is.
true.
The
I do have a
attachment is
cat at home now, so I know how it is. He's much more affectionate than my dog. Actually, he's much more affectionate.
different levels of affection. We're not going to compare it at all.
Okay, tell me, Priya, how important is training and grooming also? First, we'll take up training, because a well-trained pet, in the normal training that goes with the toilet training part is one, besides certain obedience training. We don't want them doing tricks for us, but at least the main thing of obeying certain basic things, so that they will interact with the community. When you take them out, they are not a menace to the neighbors or anything like that. So basically basic training.
Okay, so I'm sure all my young assistants have also logged in and are listening to this conversation between us. I always say that a badly behaved dog pet parent also will have a badly behaved child, because I feel discipline has to come in where it has to come in. Just like you would raise your child with, it's not, we're not asking you to spank your kid or spank your dog. We're just telling you firm talking to right
That,
guidance as a message. It's the same thing. So,
yes,
at the end of it all, I think in dogs, you need to build the trust of the animal, and the only way you do it is by establishing a certain level of hierarchy with the animal. You need
that's
to
true.
let your, since the dog is a pack creature, you need to let the dog know somewhere on some level that you are the alpha
Yeah,
and you are not.
I basically
When you
I do find that it is easier to train an animal, and because they are creatures of habit, so even they don't have to look at the clock to know that it is their walking time or their
yeah,
food time. So it is easier to train them. I personally found that I had a dog which was anxiety ridden, but I was able to bring him around,
yeah,
and yeah, because we developed that trust. It took some time, but finally he turned out to be he's been called a gentleman in my society because he behaves so beautifully, so polished, so that way I find it's, a dog is easier to train than a human
you're
child.
probably a strict mom. That's probably why. You must have been a strict mom with your kids also. So it's sort of reflected on the way you raise your dog.
No, in fact, my trainer, a person who came to train the dog, he told me, Madam, I will not train the dog, but you train the dog, I'll just give you the tips. You decide what
Exactly.
is on, what is not on. Don't confuse the animal. That is all. He
Exactly.
said it's not so difficult to train a dog. Okay, Priya, we'll move on to grooming. Some of my friends have dogs which have long hair, and they are all working couples, so they want to know how well they can handle long, fluffy animals. What kind of tips can you give them?
It's a again, long haired dogs, long haired cats. It's all a matter of that 10 to 15 minutes of commitment every day. I'm sure you brought this child into your life, and I'm sure you can give it that 10-15 minutes. It's okay, you're working. I get it, you're busy, but just like you would spend 10 minutes grooming yourself, you should spend that 10 minutes grooming your dog too. I think just
Yes.
sitting down and brushing the dog is not a big task. The complaint I get often at work is when they come and tell me he's not letting me brush.
Ah,
He gets angry. Now the mistake there is, see, we sound like a stuck record at the clinic. We actually tell people from the day they buy a little Shih or a toy farm or a terrier with long hair or even a Persian cat, we tell them that you get the child used to the grooming and the brush from day one.
okay.
So
That's
what
right.
the
That's
animal,
right.
what the animal eventually understands is that the grooming is fun. It needs
Yes.
time with its parents, and it looks forward to it, and it actually enjoys it, right? So
Yes, yes.
it's very important that you groom them that way. It doesn't even have to be a long-haired cat or a
Yeah.
long-haired dog. Even the short-haired, short-coated ones like Labradors are genetically heavy shedders.
Yes,
So
yes.
take some time aside and don't see. This is my request to everybody as a vet, that when you buy yourself a breed, and there is enough information on the internet that gives you characteristics of breeds, and they
True.
will mention that this breed is a heavy shedder, that breed is not. So if
True.
you think you have a problem with an animal that's shedding more, don't bring it in, because I feel bad when people keep on complaining to me about their dogs.
Complaining. Yes,
Yeah,
it
because it's
just doesn't
okay.
augur well at all. And
No,
I feel our Indian breeds don't shed that much. They have a shorter coat, so they're easy to maintain, aren't
they
they?
do. They do. They do. And
Yeah.
but still, this is again a point I'd like to reiterate is that whether your animal has a short coat or not,
Yeah.
the grooming session that you spend 10 to 15 minutes every day training your dog, talking to it is a great bonding time. They actually love that time, especially now. My kitties are all rescued. The question is, I don't know who rescued whom. I always
Yeah.
say that they rescued me, and I just use my hands because they're smooth. But I
That's so
gently
sweet of
look
you.
at them. I gently massage them, I clean their ears, I like mother them.
Yeah.
And I look forward to that interaction every night when I'm going to bed. So even if it's late and I'm tired and it's been a long day at work, I, I just make it a point not to deny that child of what it wants because he doesn't know that I've had a tough day
Yes.
at work. How is she going to understand that? So
I
it's
think it is quite therapeutic for you too, isn't it?
exactly,
Isn't
it
it?
is. Because it is hugely therapeutic. So
Well,
I
I'll
feel
tell you
very,
one thing. I want to tell you, interrupt you here, Priya. One of my friend who was not very keen on having a pet because
yeah,
her son and husband wanted a pet very badly. She succumbed to
yeah,
it and she took in a puppy. And she
okay,
bonded so well with that pup. She confessed to me, Kala, my motherly instincts have all been awakened again, and now my migraines, which I used to get often, is completely vanished. She attributes it to that thing. She says, there's something so good I feel whenever I look at the dog. There's so much of some good feeling that comes over me that
yeah.
I my she says she has not had an episode of migraine for a long time. So they are therapeutic, aren't they?
I'm sort of going to pull a Sheldon Cooper, be a nerd, and tell you that petting an animal and watching it greet you releases the happy hormone oxytocin. And there's enough information online about what oxytocin does to migraine.
No, 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 no. I was going to tell you, oxytocin, it starts flowing, doesn't it? When you have those lovely
Yeah,
feelings coming over you, overtaking you. And
true.
I mean, we can keep staring at our pets for a whole day, and you don't need any other entertainment. You just watch them, stroke them. It gives you so much of happiness. Okay, now that times have changed and people, the pandemic time has come and it has taken a toll on animals a very big way. Priya, it's a very important thing I wanted you to address. Can you talk to me about that, please?
Okay, like I was when I was talking to you earlier about the whole gamut of conditions that we saw during these last 3 or 4 months is very
Yeah.
different from what we've seen otherwise.
Yes.
Frankly, as a practitioner and my young vets, we found this time fairly stressful even for us because we were worried about people coming, large numbers of people coming, and the pets. The problem was in most buildings where they decided to do maximum containment, and I found the most unreasonable part of it was that animals were denied their walks. I
Yes.
felt it was just outright disgusting because how is this poor dog who's used to relieving itself outside is suddenly being told to make in the balcony or make in the bathroom and it's not able to understand. So we started seeing problems of excessive grooming. And also the people who were allowed to take the dogs out for walks out of sheer paranoia came back and rinsed their paws and all sorts of behaviors. And
Sanitizers.
maybe the dog was bringing an infection home and we ended up seeing, porodermatitis, the infections in paws. We also saw a lot of increase in weight gain because
Huh.
people sat at home. They didn't walk their dogs. So weight gain released issues. So I'm saying I'm pretty sure say, okay, you don't have an independent house, you still live in an apartment. I know that not everybody thinks the same way. It may be an apartment block of 20 and there may be 5 people who like dogs and
Yes.
15 don't.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you tell me that they are my neighbors and I want to maintain the harmony, my question is at what cost?
Yes.
So you should just have to turn a deaf ear to what people are telling you. You need to get your dog out. You need to walk it. You need to keep its routine going. And
Yes.
that's the only way to do it. Because this was
Yes.
the argument I faced with most people. I said, don't tell me your flat didn't let you. I'm sure there's a car park area the dog could have
Yes.
been walked, or the terrace that the dog could have been walked. You can't be
Yes.
confined and pushed. The other
True.
problem we faced was stress problems in cats. Now, cats, like you said, yeah, maybe they're not as attached. They are attached, but they're not used to seeing their owners for, let's say, 24 hours. So
Mm.
during that time, even my own brother's cat, in the States, started to show a lot of stress-related disorders. He started peeing
Ah.
in strange places. He started throwing
Ah.
up. And my
Okay.
brother is a overzealous parent. Like, he loves his kitty to death. So he called me and said, "What do I do?" I said, "Make an appointment with your vet." And right enough, he started to show, early kidney disease. He had
Oh,
problems. And I said, "You know what? You and your wife work for 12 hours a day. And Muffin is used to seeing you all for 12 hours a day. If he's suddenly going to see you all for 24 hours, it's going to be a huge stress on him. He's kind of had enough of you. So I think let him be, respect his space, and just, even for any parent out there, give them their space. If they think they want to be left alone, they left alone. Don't micromanage everything. Like, you have nothing else to do, so don't fidget with your animal. It also wants to be left alone. I feel the pandemic has created a lot of human ugliness. That's what I saw. I
okay.
saw a lot of, selfishness and lots of things. People even contemplated abandoning their pets. I know a lot of them did get abandoned.
Very clearly, Priya, I want you to state clearly, do our household pets transmit this disease? I want, because there are a few people out there who believe that, pets can, and they have abandoned so many pets in
No,
this
see,
time we have seen. Yeah.
the coronavirus group is a large family of viruses, right? And
Yes.
I'm sure I have a couple of epidemiologists friends who have also lost it, because I know they're there. And
Mm.
I know that most viruses are species specific, and see, dogs have their own version of the coronavirus, yes,
Yeah.
but we don't get it. And
Yes.
neither will cat, because give its infection to us. There have
Yes.
been the odd documented cases of the cats having picked it up from its owners and
Yeah.
not in the other way around.
Yeah.
So it's not like your animal is going to make you ill. No.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
with you being paranoid, you're probably going to make your animal ill rather than the other way around. Come on.
True, true. That's true. Okay, coming on to questions of vaccinations, Priya. There are a whole lot gamut of vaccinations that are available now for various diseases, but they are also pretty expensive. So we'd like to know which are the mandatory ones for dogs and for
See,
cats.
problem I'm facing now is people need to be a little bit more aware about when they should be picking up a puppy or when they shouldn't be picking up a pup. I've
Hmm.
been seeing puppies as young as 28 days and 30 days without vaccines being sold. Now,
Yeah,
the primary
yeah, very
disease that
young.
these puppies, yeah, so they've not even had enough mother's milk. They've not fed
Hmm.
after mother. Their, immunity is poor and all of that. So I would suggest, if somebody comes to you, or if you've got a puppy that's under 30 days of age, give it
Hmm.
a week to adjust to your new life, to its new life. We adjust easier. That little thing is being torn away from its siblings and its mother, and it is
Huh.
definitely under stress. So I would say for a 35 to 40-day-old puppy, the first vaccine to be given is the DP, which is the distemper parvovirus shot.
Right.
Then, depending each vet, we follow our protocol that every 3 weeks they come back to you for a booster for the same, and a
Yeah.
polio vaccine, which covers a bunch of other diseases like leptospirosis and all that.
Spirosis.
I
Yeah.
personally am not an advocate of the corona vaccine for dogs.
Okay.
I don't think it's important. It's not even on the list of important vaccines, because it's a disease that actually, if a dog gets it, has a diarrhea for a day or two, and it's immune to it for life.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while some of my colleagues may think it's important, well, they probably have their reasons, but I
Okay.
don't think it's important. We do give it, however, to direct import. Animals who come from other countries.
Okay. Right.
They are vulnerable to our environmental changes. They come from a colder place to a warmer place, and in those cases, we do give them a
Yeah.
booster.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And
I just wanted to know, the anti-rabies is mandatory, isn't it? We have to keep our.
this is where I need to come. So the
Please.
standard question is, "Kutti romba kadikkudu, vesham erada oosi podringla?" So my question is, the dog bite is not venom. It's not a snake, damn it. It's a dog, for heaven's
Yeah.
sake. And a dog who's carrying rabies is probably dead. It's a rabid
Yeah.
dog. So a vaccine is a preventive. A
Yes.
vaccine is not it is the vaccine is not neutralizing the already existing virus in an animal's saliva. That is the wrong notion. What
That's
you're
right.
doing is giving an animal these vaccines so that it does not pick up the virus from, say, a rodent bite or a stray dog who may be infected. So when
Exactly.
somebody comes and tells me the puppies, in a day you won't believe it, ma'am, we get at least 4 or 5 calls on the phone saying, my puppy's teeth is sharp and it's just bitten my child and it's bleeding and you think you have to go to a doctor. So, depending on our mood, let me be frank with you, we are human too. We may have had a long day at work, 30, 40 cases, and then you get a call like this. Sometimes I say just clean your child's hand with hot water and a good disinfectant and let it be. My next sentence would be, tell your child to stop bothering the pup. And my next sentence will be, you are so worried about your child, try to worry about the child that you separated from its mother. That's
But
a child
mother,
too.
exactly, exactly.
And
And
using it
besides
next time
it,
that
he's teething. He's teething. Give him some chewy items, no?
yeah, even if you give them chewy, they still like to come back and bite you because you're the extended pack now. So when somebody tells me, Nariyo kadikida, I said, Nalla parangiku, konja vaangi poringa. This is my standard statement and it lightens the mood. So it's okay.
Yes, yes,
But do vaccinate your dog. It's important that
yes.
you immunize your animals. It avoids a lot of heartache in the long run.
Later,
And with
yes.
regards to cats, we do give them a tricat vaccine which covers the 3 main diseases and a rabies. Cats cannot be over-vaccinated, ma'am, because the vaccines have known to induce cancers in cats. It's a very high
Okay,
statistic. So we
okay.
do a once in 3 year vaccine.
Yeah.
And if your cat is indoors
Huh.
and has no exposure to anything, you
Yes.
could avoid the vaccine beyond the primary shot.
Okay, okay. And even in dogs, Priya, we regularly vaccinate them for a couple of years, and then afterwards, you are not very strictly bound by the same March. You gave an injection in March. Next year, you have to give the injection in March. It's not
I am not
that
bound by
mandatory,
that
isn't it?
because I know
Huh.
most imported vaccines have an 18-month
Huh.
frame of. See, but
Okay.
you also have to give certain discounts. The fact that the vaccines we use, except for a couple of brands, they're all imported vaccines. They have
Okay.
traveled a long distance from their country to India.
Yeah.
So there is a
Yeah.
change in cold chain. There is a change in transportation. So keeping all that in mind, we like to
Efficacy
tell
of it.
people,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
so we like to tell people that it's okay, fine, you're a month late, but yeah, don't try to make it more than 8 months.
Okay. 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 And besides this, certain vaccines are made indigenously and they are slightly cheaper, and some of them, the same vaccine made abroad, is definitely more expensive. So can
Not
we go
really.
in? Is it
Not
not?
really. No, they're both equally competitive nowadays. We
Is
have
true.
Indian brands of vaccines, yeah, it is as
Huh.
competitive as the imported brands and they're all priced equally. My
Okay.
thing is it well, depends on who decides to charge you what. I mean, it would be unethical for me to tell you how that is decided, but every
No,
vaccine comes with its
no, let me put
MRP.
it this way, Priya, sorry. We had a vaccination drive, and a particular organization sourced the vaccine directly for us. And it worked
Yeah,
out very, very inexpensive, very inexpensive. So that made one of my friend ask as to how can you get vaccine so cheap? So I just want to know, is it possible for an organization which is like a, what do you call, something like a Blue Cross kind of an organization? It was not Blue Cross, though it was another organization which was able to source it
you
for
can.
us.
You can, in the sense,
Huh.
not an organization, but say, like in my case, what I do is to say, for instance, help catitude, the little cat
Huh.
trust that I help with. If they,
Right.
most medicines are expensive and they are really over the top. It's like very difficult for them if they have a shelter of say 50 cats and if the dose per cat is going to cost them 800, they probably as well just shut down.
Yeah.
So we appeal to the decency in the representative of the company,
Huh.
asking them to give us a discount without the company actually feeling the pinch. And that's
Okay.
how we are able to get. So it's not a question of What costs more? It's a question of who you approach and what deals you make. It's just a little bit of
Okay.
decency.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for enlightening us on that. And regarding neutering, if my pet is not going to go out and mate or anything, so there's no requirement to neuter him. Is that an okay
No,
um,
it's not.
advice?
It's not okay, because at the end of the day, the neutering is not only as a birth control, right? It's
Yeah.
also in female dogs. It's also to prevent long-term problems which actually show up when they are old, and like mammary tumors or
Yes.
Lemaitre conditions where the uterus gets filled with pus and they're in an emergency situation and have to be operated straight away. So
Yeah.
you would rather, well, like you just asked me about vaccines, and I would say prevention is better than cure. So this is going to be the same answer here. And in
Yeah.
male dogs, it's a case of testicular cancer, prostatic enlargement, all this that you have perineal hernia as well. Neena ma'am will tell us what Simba went through because of not having
Yeah.
been neutered when he was younger. He struggled through June, and well, he's thumbs up now, I guess. Always trying to prove
What is
calm
the
off.
ideal age? What is the ideal age for neutering a male dog?
I would say 5 to 6 months.
Really,
For the
that early?
we
Really?
do them that young, and
Okay.
female dogs we would like to do a prepubescent spay, but
Huh.
most often it gets a bit misfired and they come to us after the first week, so we spay them after
Yes.
the
Okay. Okay. And what are the mandatory tests to be done before spaying? Because I lost a dog after it was spayed and it came out of it. I don't know why, for what reason it died. Nobody knew.
so it's kind
So,
of hard to say. We just do a routine blood work. If
huh,
the animal is young, we do routine blood work, routine bloods which involve hemoglobin, platelets, and all of that,
levels.
and to
Yeah.
just cure infections. If the animal is older
Huh.
and has a cancer, then you probably have to look at the KFTs and the LFTs, the kidney function test and the liver function test
Okay.
to clear them. If it's all good to go, then we go ahead and ask it.
Okay, okay. And there are some queries on food, Priya.
Mm.
Is home cooked food good? And can we put canines on a strict vegetarian diet? Is it all right? Is it okay? Is it reasonable? And home cooked food and packaged food. I mean, is it okay? Are we depriving them of any nutrients if we are not taking a packaged food?
Well, this is again like $1 million question. I think the packaged food, commercial dog food came into existence all those many years ago as a source of convenience for working pet parents.
Okay.
Right? So the earliest dog foods that came out in USA were pedigree, Goudos. They always talked about filling a bowl and tapping your hand. I remember seeing that advertisement, leaving a bowl of water and patting your
Water.
dog and then going off to work. And
Huh.
the little 1 minute video will show the dog filling its stomach up every few minutes. So this was a
Hmm.
source of, convenience. Over the years, packaged food has changed in its
Huh.
morphology, in its importance. It's now
Huh.
we have specific foods for specific conditions. We
Yeah.
have skin sensitive foods and digestive sensitive foods or diabetic foods, because often when our animals are diagnosed with problems and we are not going to be able to strike the balance in the diet, we then
Yeah.
prescribe the prescription diet. Well, honest to God, I wish it was more affordable to the pet parents than it is now. It's
Exactly. Packaged food is slightly expensive for normal people. So,
it is.
and I kind of enjoy preparing the food for my dog by
So this is
myself.
what I
And of
mean.
course,
When people ask me as puppies, can we start rice? Can we start vegetables? See, we have a policy where we say, since a puppy is at its rapid growth stage till it's about 10 to 12 to 18th month, depending on the breed,
yeah.
I would suggest keeping large breed dogs on the dog food because the nutrient requirement is balanced.
Okay. Okay.
As humans, we tend to load on the carbs. We tend to load
Yeah.
on the veggies. We don't give them
True.
as much protein as they need. And
Yes.
it's not possible for us to gauge, like one batch of chicken today may be different from the batch of chicken tomorrow. So to
Yes.
standardize the diet is what we say, like stick to the dog food, till they've reached a maximum growth part, and
Growth.
then we can discuss a
Yeah.
transition. That's what we do.
Right. Because I was told that they don't need carbs at all. They need
They don't.
majorly protein. So,
And
and I was told you can go up to 3 eggs a day also, but then don't load them with rice. So keeping that in mind, I do that. Okay, tell me, why do they eat grass? My fellow eats grass like as though he is a cow. So what is this eating grass?
Okay, let's go back to a dog when it was not a dog and it was actually a wolf or a fox in the forest. So
Okay.
their primary source of nutrition were herbivores. Say
Ah.
deer, rabbits, or whatever they hunted and ate, right?
Yes,
So while
yes.
they ate the herbivores, they also ate their intestines.
Ah.
What
Yes.
was in the intestines of those herbivores was the greenery from what they had consumed. So there was fiber from the grass they ate.
Yeah.
So it's just a natural instinct that they have to balance that off.
Huh.
They like to eat the grass because instinctively they know what they need. And I
Yeah.
think as humans, we have lost touch with nature. We
Yes.
often don't know what is good for us and what is bad for us. There is an animal knows.
Knows exactly. Yes. That's true. That's true.
Other side to it is we've talked about dogs, but we've not talked about cats. Now,
Yeah.
personally, I'm a vegan by choice, but my cats are fed the best of non-vegetarian food because, yes, as a knowledgeable pet parent who's trained in this field, I know that my cat needs the best of food that I can afford, and
Yes.
cats cannot be raised vegetarian. The
Ah.
lack of taurine in a vegetarian diet can actually make a cat go blind in 2 years.
Ah. Right.
So it's impossible. You cannot tell
Yeah.
me that I'm going to source out a taurine-rich vegetarian diet or something, but it's just not a feasible practice. And I would still say, even if you are vegetarian, if you adopt a dog and you bring it into your life, don't let, well, I don't hope it's not a sensitive issue. Don't let your religion govern you and tell you that I belong to a certain community, so I cannot bring meat into the house. We're not asking you to cook it. Commercial food is
True.
available, so provide at least one meal of what,
Exactly. Exactly.
because from experience, I've seen that vegetarian dogs visit me more often than non-veg dogs with various
Come
illnesses.
again. Come again. Priya, I missed that point. What did you say?
Vegetarian dogs visit me more often with problems than non-vegetarian dogs
Non-vegetarian dogs, because
because
they
they
are
bring
loaded with carbs and they are given so much of rice, tair sadam, pal sadam. They are given alternate of tair sadam and pal sadam.
and they're very immune compromised.
Yeah, exactly. Very much. Yes.
I have a
So,
young friend sitting here.
who's that?
So one of our garden kitties is sitting there and watching me.
What was
Anyway,
that squirrel kind of a sound that was coming so long? I heard it continuously coming. What was that?
we have lots of
Squirrel
wildlife
only.
here. Yeah.
Earlier on, I heard cuckoos, cooing away. I think I'll open up the comment section, Priya. There might be a lot of people wanting to talk to you.
Okay.
Let's see. Lankesh has joined. Okay, the comment section is open, friends. Thank you for waiting so patiently while I was talking to Dr. Priya. She will now take some questions from you. Hi, Narmada. How is your Gauri doing? She's got a beautiful Rajapalayam dog at home. Priya,
Is
any
that
questions for doctor? Yeah?
Boo's mother? Nina ma'am.
Yes, you know them. How nice. How nice, you know them. Hello, Pramila. Nice to see you here. Jayu, thank you. Hello, Nandita. Any of your friends coming up?
I
Priya,
think
you.
all the putties will be very quiet. They'll just quietly listen.
Okay. So nice. Thank you. Anybody needs any questions to be queries to come up? You may.
Girls, do you have any questions? Divya, Satya, Kavya, Parvati, Chandini, all of them are logged in. I know. If you have any questions which I may have missed out on, why don't you all post it and we can enlighten everybody?
Okay. Somebody's got a question here, Kausi. You had a
Yeah.
question? Go ahead, Kausi. Please ask us. Dog knows all dogs by their names. Yes. Thank you, people. Please, Dr. Priyadarshini is a fantastic veterinarian and surgeon. So, you'll get the best frank opinion from her. She doesn't mince her words when she wants to say something.
Notorious for that.
Okay. If you're mating your dog, somebody's asking something. Wait, let me go back. If you're mating your dog, what was that question? It just scrolled off. Oh, so many comments coming in like a flood. So, thank you, people. Thanks, Leena. Yeah?
I have a friend who is totally into adoption of senior dogs. She just
Okay.
pinged me on WhatsApp saying, why don't you enlighten people on that? So, okay, yes, Rifa, I'm going to get back on this and say that while you're looking to get an animal into your house, like you said, animals who get abandoned and are looking for new
Homes, yeah.
homes. If you are the kind of person who's busy and you want a ready-made dog, they come to you toilet trained, housebroken, extremely
Exactly.
calm. There are so many of them needing homes. So
Yes,
Dr.
yes.
Yuka is an epidemiologist. He adopted a golden retriever 1.5 years ago. I went
Uh-huh.
to Perth and he went to pick him up. His name is Casper. He was in the
Okay.
riding. He was being fostered at the riding club, and
Uh-huh.
it is a union that was meant to be. It
Uh-huh.
wasn't like there were any hiccups, and this boy just slipped into her life in the most comfortable manner. And
Mm-hmm.
she now is the champion for the cause of senior dog adoptions.
Excellent. Priya, there's one question. In case a person is mating their dog, getting to mate their dog once in 2 years or so, is it okay to not neuter them? Just skip the neutering part? What
No,
would you
no,
say to such?
no,
I don't
no.
know. That
No,
was the question which came on.
well, if you are in this commercially,
Huh.
that with why, whatever reason would you actually want to mate your dog for otherwise, right? So if you're
Exactly.
looking at mating your dog, yeah, okay, so you have this whole emotional thing of I want to see grandchildren. Even if you get one litter out of them, I would still say you should sterilize your dog. You should spay your
Okay.
dog because
Uh-huh.
no matter what you do, it does not prevent a complication in an older age. There is a high statistic. So I'm not going to say that your dog is going to definitely going to fall into that 20% that's not going to face the problem. So how many
Huh.
animals?
Can
Okay, how
they
many
be
animals?
neutered?
Okay. So now cats is a dicey situation. I didn't know. I didn't see who posted that, but in cats you have to be extremely careful. A female cat can deliver up to 4 to 5 times a year. Meaning
Yeah.
while she's feeding, she can come into heat and she will get pregnant. That by the time her babies are ready to leave her, say 6 weeks to 8 weeks from the time they born, she's ready to pop the next litter.
Yes,
So
it's happening around me. It's happening around me, Priya. Like popcorns, they are coming out.
no, so it is basically that you have to be careful. You have to monitor, and if you're able to work with a vet who offers you, like we give people trap cages and they're able to trap a cat and bring it to us to be sterilized, we do that. So, and there
Okay.
are other vets who also do it. So you should talk to your doctor about that, and easily these things can be done.
Priya, there's a question on whether they can use wet wipes to clean the eyes of cats and mouth of pets after they eat their meal. Wet wipes, Johnson
Wet
wet
wipes,
wipes types.
okay. The wet wipes are okay as long as they don't smell strong. Animals
No
don't care
strong
for
perfumes.
perfume. Animals
Okay.
don't care for perfume. The perfume is our thing. It's not theirs.
Okay.
So,
Okay. True.
yeah, so
Yeah.
if you want to wipe your animal down, especially a cat, it can be a
Huh.
neutral smelling thing, or you can just a clean towel, clean water, and wipe.
Wipe them with a soft cloth. That is good enough, right?
Soft cloth, yes.
Okay, okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. And is there any household disinfectants which are really no for our homes with pets?
Normally, the routinely available disinfectants are not that way.
Huh.
So, I would I mean, I know that there are many things available commercially now, which have
Okay.
neem and lemongrass oil and eucalyptus, and even
Yeah.
there, I would
Huh.
still say go easy on it. Don't,
Right.
decide to douse down your clothing with, because your dog or your kitty likes to lie on that floor.
That's
So
true.
even though think twice, mop your floors, wipe them dry. See that even if you choose to use a pet-friendly floor cleaner, household
Yeah.
options is very tough. I mean, I'm not sure there is anything like that. We do suggest slightly perfumed soap oil because it's just liquid soap, stuff like
Yeah.
that. But again, whatever you're using on your floor, except if it belongs to Dettol, Lysol, phenyl,
Huh.
all these
Huh.
things can't be
Use
used if you have a pet at home.
pet at
If you
home.
use
Yeah.
any floor cleaner, just go easy, go light, because you don't want your baby being affected even by that.
Exactly. Besides this, there are some people who bathe their dogs too often, put powder on them, and do certain things which, like very human like they start treating them. I
So,
mean, ideally.
no, I mean, see, the very short-coated dogs we don't like, especially Indian breeds,
Yeah.
like the Chittis or the Rajpaliams or even our Indies, we don't even recommend frequent baths. We
Yes.
say wiping them down with a towel damp towel every day, brushing them is actually enough.
Yes.
Then again, there are dogs who probably need a bath, and the maximum we would suggest is once a week, but not
Not more than that, right?
more.
And no adding powders and talcum powder and all on them and make them smell. They would like to smell themselves be natural, isn't it?
Yeah, so when somebody comes to the clinic and says, "Nai, nato adikide," we smell the dog and say, "Well, it smells like a dog. Now what?" So
Yes.
my question is, you should never have brought them into your life if you're going to be so finicky. It's not like your sweat smells like rose water or something. Smells are smell. You
True.
you have people telling me that my dog's poop stinks. At the end of the day, it's poop. It is going to stink. It's not like
Exactly.
we don't poop lavender either, right? So it's
Yeah.
not that. When you bring animals into your life, there are certain,
Yeah.
just like you have a child and you're ready to clean stinky diapers and go through the whole drama
True.
of raising the child and everything. It's the same thing. It's just
Yes.
that they
Very
are
much.
less, yeah, so it's just that. So accept them for who they are and not ask for suggestions that make them less of an animal, because the more you humanize them, the more boring they become.
They become, exactly. And
You don't
it
want
gives me great joy to see my dog roll in the mud. He particularly goes looking for moist, mud. I let him roll. And I think I must give him a bath, but there's not a speck of dust on him when he gets up and shakes himself. Everything is gone. And he's looking spick and span. I don't know what.
the elephants in the wild also do that. It's a way of preserving their skin. It's also a way of getting rid of natural parasites that exist on their skin. So this
Yeah,
is just
yeah.
his way of doing it.
True, true, isn't it? I need to read the time. So I think we have come to the end of the session, Priya. It is 1 hour, and I completely enjoyed talking with you. And I know that you're totally a no nonsense person, and you just say what comes to your mind straight. You give it straight to all of us. I've known you for 20 years, and it's been wonderful to connect with you again here on this platform. And I think everybody would be immensely you know, helped by your advice and your talk here. Thank you so much. And I would like to take a promise from you that you will come again on our forum once again,
No,
as and
definitely.
when. I know you're a camera shy person.
No, I'm so lucky that you all had me. I'm happy that you all had me. I'm thankful for that. I have great respect for Neena ma'am and the way she takes care of her doggies. I've known you with Amu. I haven't had the chance to know Azzy, but I know how you took care of Amu, and every visit to the clinic would be discussing her diet in great detail. I was
True.
used to that, kind of got used to that. But yeah, this is a great platform. We could do this so that people get to learn more. And if there are specific topics that we want us to touch upon,